from Forever Barcelona. Today I'm showing you how to make torrijas at home. And one very important thing to make torrijas is that you need your bread to be a loaf and to be stale. It needs to be an old bread because this way it's going to get soaked much better. So today it's Saturday and I'm going to be recording the video of the recipe on Monday. And since tomorrow I'm not going to be home, I decided to buy my bread today. And so what I'm going to do is to slice the bread. So the bread that you need is a bread that is nice and thick inside, because it needs to have a lot of very small bubbles of air in order to be able to retain the milk inside. You need also slices that are sort of thick. See, that's more or less the size of it. I'd say 2 fingers in Spain. I think that's about an inch for you. Or for you, wherever you are. Maybe you don't use inches. But that's it. You basically have to slice your bread. You're going to do the whole loaf. And then I find that it's much better if you can just put it on a drying rack like this and just leave it until Monday when I'll be using them. So I'll see you on Monday. So hello, it's Monday and we're going to make the torrijas today. So I have the ingredients to flavor the milk ready. I have the sugar. You can use any kind of sugar. I had cane sugar today, so that's what I'm going to be using. I have the lemon peel. I have the cinnamon stick. I also have an orange peel just to try how it works. So we're going to put the liter of milk in the pot. And on the sugar. The lemon and orange peel and the cinnamon stick. I'm going to put it at 7 in my kitchen so it doesn't boil too fast. And I'm just going to make sure that it is that all the sugar is melting. It's important to keep watching because, as you know, when milk starts boiling, it can pour off the pot very quickly and we don't want to make a mess. Okay, it's starting to boil now, so I think that it's time to switch off the heat before it goes too far up. And I will let it cool for about 10 minutes. It can be more, don't worry much about how long. What's important is that it's not boiling hot because that could make the bread disintegrate, and we don't want that. We want to stay whole. So I'll see you in a few minutes. In the meantime, while we wait, you can prepare the tray, a deep one, with the old bread. I've also thrown in a baby muffin that had been sitting in my kitchen for long enough to want to get rid of it. And so this way you can see that there's a lot of other bakeries and breads that are at torrija bowl. Okay, so 10 minutes have passed and now I'm going to discard all the flavoring and I'm going to throw the milk into the tray so the bread starts soaking. And I'm going to do it like this. Just because it's easier, just do it the way it works best for you. Okay, so now we need to wait I'm going to wait some 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to turn the slices around so they get soaked in both sides. So it's been 10 minutes already, and I'm going to start turning around the slices so they can start soaking up from the other side as well. Be careful because at this stage they are very soft and they could break, and for the sake of presentation you want them to look pretty and to be whole rather than be broken. See, maybe it would have been a bit easier if my tray had been a little bit bigger, because this way it would have been not as tight as it is now. But hey, things happen. I can totally feel how the top part that wasn't soaking yet is drier, and instead the part that's been underneath is very, very soft and mushy. And it smells so good. There you go. So next we're going to wait another 10 minutes, and in the meantime you can whisk your eggs and you can get your frying pan ready with all the oil that we're going to use. I am whisking 4 eggs because that should be enough for the look we're doing, but I have a few more in the fridge just in case, because you never know. This is not an exact science, so sometimes you might need more than just the 4 to complete the batch, and that's why it's always very useful to have more than just 4 eggs at home when you're making torrijas. Have at least a couple more just in case you need to use them. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes more. Now it's soaked in both sides, and here starts the most delicate part of the recipe, because we need to get the bread onto the egg, both sides, and then start frying. So I'm already putting the oil on the heat, so it starts getting ready. And very carefully, let's start with one that looks easy. I take it out from here and turn it around so it gets soaked in oil in both sides. I'm going to try and see if the oil is ready. So it's not ready yet. I can start preparing some more in the meantime. See, this is a little bit, if it's dripping, just let it drip and then put it in the egg. How is the oil? Not yet. Let's turn this one around. Okay, so the oil starts getting ready. I'm going to transfer the torrija, we don't need that much egg here, into the pan. Same thing for the other. And I'll keep doing torrijas until the pan is comfortably full with torrijas. It's going to take about a couple of minutes for the torrijas to be ready on one side before we can switch them over to the other side. The torrijas are now starting to be golden enough in the bottom part, so I start turning them around. You need to check them one by one because, of course, we didn't put them all together at the same time, so each is going to take a little bit different time. But more or less, I like this golden color, so I'm going for that. If you see that one of them is not golden enough from one side, just wait a few seconds more before you can do it. Okay, so this one in the center seems to be ready. This other one doesn't want to brown yet, but I think I'm going to get this one out. And I don't want to cut myself, so maybe I need another one here. See there, nice and gold in both sides. And you put them in a tray that you have already prepared with some paper towel. So let's go for the next batch. So slippery. This one seems to want to break. I'm not gonna let it break. Now is this. As you see, I put in the recipe that we needed a liter of oil. In the end, I'm using about half of it. But it depends a lot on how shallow your frying pan is. So half a full bottle and just use whatever you think it's going to be needed. It's nice when the tortilla can float a little bit on the oil because it's easier to flip them over. And these last two, I'm gonna put on the fire, the heat. These two last ones, they look great. As you can see, because the oil was hotter, the second batch has turned out more golden than the first. I was probably too eager to start getting on when I started. So the second batch is more golden and the first one is a little bit too yellow. See them better like this? You can serve them just with some sugar on top, or sugar and cinnamon, or some honey drips, some syrup, whatever kind of syrup you have, or if you have a very, very, very sweet tooth, then you can even drizzle some melted chocolate on top. That's not traditional, but it's very good. Let's put a little bit of honey. And let's see how that has come. Wow, you need to try that too.